UFC 253. The main event, the champ Israel Adesanya, the last Stylebender, Paulo action figure Costa. It goes down. I'm going to break it all down. This is your boy JG, Exaggeration and Experience. Let's go. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. This is your boy JG. Like I said before, main event, UFC 253. It's a middleweight affair. The champ, Israel Adesanya, undefeated, putting that strap on the line against the human action figure, Paulo Costa. Let's get into it right now. Believe it or not, this video is not going to take me very long. It's not. It's really not. Look at my hat looking crazy. Let's do a little bit of history lesson here. Adesanya broke into the UFC, and all he did was impress, knock people out, embarrass people, pick people apart, and just do his thing. All the way to a title shot. Paulo Costa, a lot of the same. It looked different, but a lot of the same. So I'm going to start off with Israel Adesanya and what he brings to the table and what makes him unique as a UFC fighter, a striker, a champion, all those things. Talent, confidence, intelligence, high ring IQ, and crazy ass striking diversity. Like, his portfolio is diversified, son. And it's just shown improved. Over time, over the bouts, you see him make the adjustments, read, download the information, and apply it in real time. Not a lot of fighters can do that. They have a game plan, you're just gonna do this or that, and they just do that and they hope for the best. But to make the adjustments mid-fight is something that I feel like Adesanya he's at the top of the game, at least amongst mixed martial artists. Paulo Costa, big ass strong dude. Not a quitter, not a punk. Combination puncher, power puncher. He does a good job changing levels, going to the body. He will throw knees, he will throw kicks, and he's a pressure fighter. He comes forward, throws heat. Let's break down some of the last performances that each fighter has had. I'm gonna start with Paulo Costa. And then I'm gonna get into my areas of concern, because when I do this breakdown, you're gonna see, this could pose issues. You think about a guy like Paulo Costa, high belief, high confidence. That's why he comes forward the way that he does. That's why he believes the way that he does. If you look at his last couple of bouts, you look at the Uriah Hall bout. He destroyed Uriah Hall, but he also got dropped. He got touched. And put down. And it's 4-ounce gloves and this and that. And I understand that. When you coming in, Uriah Hall is a tremendous striker. He didn't quite live up to the hype that preceded him coming into this. But he's to be respected. So that's why I make that point. Paulo Costa, though, coming in at that point, he's still undefeated. And he's coming in to do damage and prove a point and say, hey, look, I'm a guy that should be considered for this belt. Goes in there, comes forward like he does. He fought well, gets clipped. He did a stanky leg a little bit, and goes down for a quick second. Comes back, does his thing, finishes him off. You think about the Yoel, shout out to myself, Yoel Romero. You think about that bout, good fight, great fight. I actually had Romero winning that fight, straight up. I guess it didn't matter because he still got a title shot coming off a loss. Shout out to Yoel Romero. Paulo Costa comes in, does his thing. It's a back and forth affair. Gets dropped viciously, I think, with a left hand. Gets put on his butt cheek. His cheek region was on the mat, no doubt about it. So I say all that to say, he's got to be careful. Now, before I go deeper into the breakdown, let me switch sides. We haven't seen Adesanya get in a lot of trouble on his run to the top. But what we have seen is him wear damage. You think about the Kevin Gastelum fight. He won, but he had to dig deep. He really had to bite down, and he had that what is it called? The elephant disease, when your whole shit just sag a little bit. That's damage. He's wearing damage, right? And we hadn't seen that from him up until that point. He does his thing. Then you have the Yoel Romero fight, and that's just kind of a different fight a little bit, because I don't even know what happened. Romero stood there. Adesanya stayed on the outside, kind of just picked the shots. It wasn't the most exciting or aesthetically pleasing fight, but it was enough for Adesanya to win that strap. And I would say for Romero, Gee, go get that belt. If you gotta get knocked out to get it, then that's what it is. But this notion that the champ got to come in with it and run with his chin up like this so you could, clean it up for him. Nah, man, we're not playing those games. And Adesanya's an intelligent fighter. He's always operated from an intelligent standpoint. To simply stand there like a silly person, Anyway, I'm breaking that fight down. I'm not even talking about that fight. So anyway, the Robert Whittaker fight where he actually, not unified, but when he became undisputed, that fight should have been over in the first round, toward the end, at the very end. And then it went into the second round, and he torched Robert Whittaker. He really just touched him up. But what I want to say is, Israel Adesanya will win this fight easily, and likely by stoppage. Yes, that's a thing that will happen. Shout out to Paulo Costa. He's going to get stopped viciously, because even in his efforts to close distance and put damage on guys, he always gets lit up like a Christmas tree. Always. Israel Adesanya is a better striker than Costa. That's what it is. He talks about he's skinny and he's skinny guy. Yeah, that skinny dude's been whooping ass. So I don't know if you've been checking for that, but he been doing his thing. What gets in the way of that prediction? What I was referencing before with Adesanya is Paulo Costa's a big power guy. He has power shots upstairs and downstairs. Oftentimes, as Adesanya is reading and measuring, he'll set his weight on his back foot, offhand high, and sit back. He's got to move his feet and get the hell out of the way, which he can do. He's done it many times. But you could see in the Kelvin Gastelum fight, and you could see in the even the Robert Whittaker fight, even though he dominated Whittaker and got him out of there, he gets hit with shots as he's sitting back there trying to get his own. Acosta's big and strong enough to hurt you and damage you if you're going to stay in range. So do your work, move your feet, and keep your weight distribution even, and you'll be good to go. Now, I'm sure he knows that, but it's just one of the things you see tendencies in fights. You think about, I think a good example of that is Anderson Silva when he fought Chris Weidman. He's being cute and doing all this. If you watch when he gets knocked out, his weight's on his back foot, his hands are down, his chin is up in the air, he gets clipped. Now, he's being silly. I've never seen Adesanya do no reckless shit like that, but it's a good example why it's difficult to defend yourself intelligently when you have your weight displacement so far off. So all of it on your back foot, it makes it hard to get out of the way. So if Adesanya just goes in and does what he always does, a little safer defensively, not no Yoel Romero type safe, but a little safer defensively, I think that he beats Acosta fairly easy. What can Acosta do to win? Risk. Just risk it. Come forward. Understand you're going to get hit on the way-in with all sorts of different types of shit. Knees, kicks, sharp jab, and a stinging right hand. You're going to have to accept some of that to get your shot. I mean, that's what it is. I'm either getting knocked out or I'm knocking him out. For Costa, that has to be planned. There's no point to win. And he said as such very recently. I'm not coming to get a decision. I'm coming to destroy him. Okay, cool. That comes with risk. The risk is you close your eyes and throw some crazy shit and get kneed in the face, and then the fight is over. Which I'm all for that. I'm predicting that you lose badly anyway. And I think it's important with fights like this, when the style matchups are indicative of someone getting brutalized in such a manner, then you go ahead and call that how you see it. This is not going the distance. Plus, if you go back, you look at the Yoel Romero fight, my man Acosta, his gas tank is #questionable. #questionable. Huffing, puffing, arms all swollen, bloated all down to the side. That is not working out with a guy like Adesanya who knows how to measure and utilize his fuel tank as efficiently as anybody else in the game. He's not throwing crazy this and that. He's being patient. He's taking his time and he's setting it up. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I said this video wasn't gonna be too long. 10 minutes in, I guess that's not that bad. But it's still an exciting fight. I'm gonna break down 2 other fights on this particular card in future videos. But Israel Adesanya, the last Stylebender, Paulo Costa, the human action figure. I don't even know if that's his name, but 2 undefeated fighters meeting in the octagon, UFC 253, for the middleweight strap. If Adesanya can't get caught with silly shit, bad defensive posture, hands down to the side, this, that, and the other, and get caught slipping, you will get stopped. I don't see that happening. That's the only way he loses, though. My prediction is that he comes in, Paulo Costa is his normal aggressive self, and gets himself in trouble and gets stopped. Now, Where you could possibly see a decision is if Costa gets hit with some shit early and said, damn, that was a little bit uncomfortable, then he sits on the outside like Yoel Romero, he gets picked apart and he just gets embarrassed. It'll be a boring fight that nobody's checking for, but that's what'll happen. The striking diversity for Costa is not going to be an attribute that he can win and utilize from range, from distance. That's Adesanya's bag. So he's got to be willing to get knocked out to get the victory. And I can't see him winning any other way than knocking Adesanya out, which I don't foresee happening. But let me know what you guys think. This is your boy JG, Exaggeration Experience. Shout out to my man Double M. If you guys have not had the opportunity yet, please like, subscribe, bell icon for notification. Also, if you were going to be so kind as to put a comment down below, let me know what you think, your predictions, rounds, how it plays out, all of that. Once again, Exaggeration Experience. This is your boy JG. We out.